Today's daf is Mesechtes Nedarim, Daf Lamed Beis. So the Gemara continues on here. The Gemara is talking about the parasha of Milah. Zok tehele Gemara. Darsha Yehuda bar Bizna. Yehuda bar Bizna darshan. B'shashan esrashal Moshe Rabbeinu min Milah. At the time that Moshe Rabbeinu was in the srashal, that he kind of held back from doing the Milah. Ba'u Af v'chema uvla'u. Two malachi chavala came. Their names were Af and Chema, and they swallowed Moshe. V'lo yishiru mimenu ella raglev. They only left over from him his feet. It's the only thing they didn't swallow. So raglev, meaning to say makam amila. That's what it means, that they only left over is raglev. Miyad. So right away, Tzipora, the wife of Moshe, was Mal, their baby. How do you know this? Because it says, "Vatikach tzipora tzar." She took a sharp stone. Vatichor is arlas beno, and she cut the arla of her son. Umiyad vayir from right away the malachi chavala. They left Moshe Rabbeinu alone. They let him go. But at that time, he wanted to kill the malachim of Afachema that attacked him. Shenemar heref me'af aziv chema. Yesh oimim, some say lechema haraga, that he actually killed Chema. Shenemar hema einli, Chema einli. It's Mashma Chema wasn't there anymore, and he killed him. In fact, the Gemara of Aksiv ki gardim bnei afa Chema. It says ki gardim bnei afa Chema was scared of afa Chema. It's Mashma Chema was around even after Moshe's Ma'isa. And for the Gemara, Trei Chema have two malach chavola that their names were Chema. Yiboy Shem, I can tell you another tarot that really Moshe did kill Chema, and this is what it says, Ki agortim ne'afa Chema. The intent, the kavana there is to gunda de Chema. So it wasn't the regular Chema, it was gunda de Chema, which he did not kill. Zok the Heilige Gemara weiter. Tanya, we learned in the Brisa. Rabbi Yirmiyah Gedolah Milosh in the Chamishim says ask him mitzvahs kavram avinu. There was nobody that was misasik, that was busy with mitzvahs like Avram Avinu, V'loy Nikra Tamim, El Al Shem Milah. And still, he's only called a shalom. He's only called a whole thing. Only al Shem Amila. Shenemar says in the pasuk es alech fanai ve'yesamim. It says in the pasuk after that, the etin abrisi beini ve'necha. I will give my bris between me and you. Hashem told him because, and he's going to be called a tamim. Davar achag doila mila sheshkol kenen kol mitzvah shabbatayra. It's shakol kenen kol mitzvah shabbatayra. Shenemar ki al pia dvar me'ela. And dvar me'ela is going on all the mitzvahs. Davar achar, another pshat. Gedolah mila shel malei mila niskayim shemayim ba'aretz. Mila is so great because without Mila, the sky and the land would not. Shemayim ba'aretz not be niskayim. Shenamar, it says a pasuk in Yirmiyah Olam to go pasuk chaf hey in loy v'risa yom v'layla. And this pasuk is and the Bryce is dashing this pasuk to go on the mitzvah of bris Mila in loy v'risa yom v'layla. Kliga der Belezer, this argues on Belezer. The Amar Belezer says, Gedolah Torah, Torah is so great, Shlomalei Torah Niskayin Shemayim Ba'aretz. It says, Torah is so great because otherwise Shemayim Ba'aretz wouldn't be Niskayin. Shenem Am Leibis Yom Loila, Chuka Shemayim Ba'aretz is Samti. So Belezer Dash on Lashon Yom V'Loila, mashma that it's going on the bris of Torah and not on the bris of Milah, because it says like Yisba Yom V'Loila, so you see like Yisba Yom V'Loila is going on Torah, so it says Am Leibis Yom V'Loila, it's also going on Torah. Zok the Gemara weiter. It says in Bereshis, Parak Tezvav Pasuk Hey, Vayotze Oisa Achutza, and he took him outside. Amar Lafan Rebbeinu Shalom. Avram said in front of Rebbeinu Shalom, Stakalti B'Mazel Shali, look in my mazel in the stars. Neinu Rei Lohilad Bain, and I could only have one son. Amar Loi, Tzim Nistagninos Shalcha. So Hashem told him, go away from the Chachmas HaMazalas, a Mazel Yisrael. Mazel of Kechavim, the stars, this whole thing cannot be Shoyla Yisrael. It can't dictate what's going to happen to Yid. And that's what it means. The Yotzei Achutza, Hashem took him out of all the stuff. Amar Rabbi Yitzchak, Zakting Amar, Kal Masma Matzma, someone that's noig between us, Kadosh Baruch Hu Masma Ima, Hashem is noig to me with him. Shenamar Mchaset is Chasad, The chassid do chesed and gvar tamim. If a person that's a tamim, titamim. Amar v'hisha kol masam atzma shoim enzla. Anybody makes himself whole, since he's tamim Hashem lekechos, fully reliant on Hashem. That he trusts whatever Hashem is fully. That's the whole thing. Shenemar is halach lefonei ve'yisam uchsiv. It says afterwards ve'yisalav among goyim. The al yedei zeh that you be a tamim is going to be oily gedula and be av among goyim. Amar Rabbi says, Kol menachesh. Anybody that does maisa, nichush, kishuv, lo nachash. So anybody that's doesn't go with tmimus and he's busy with trying to figure out asidus with doing kishuv and things like that, then lo nachash. The end he will suffer from this kishuv thing. Shenamar lo nachash v'Yaakov. And we darshan, it's like as if it said loy with avav. It says loy with alv. It's as if it said loy to him. Loy nachash b'Yaakov. If someone will not go with tamim, then the nechashon will be right from achor and will damage it. So frankly, more haki darshan like that. But lamed aleph, it says it lamed alv. It doesn't say, which means no. It doesn't say lamed vav, which will mean to him. So the Gemara, elo mishomida keneged mida. Pasuk is teaching you mida keneged mida. That because he was menachash and he did kasamim, he did keshuv, so he is nenash al yidei them mida keneged mida. Tani, we learned in a brisa. So it seems like the Gemara is actually being chayzer, that you don't darshan for the pasuk. It's just that we say it's a svara mida keneged mida. That's what apparently the Gemara is saying now. Ahava breder Abzera. Ahava, the son of Abzera, kolon shein menachash. So he learned kolon shein menachash. Anybody that's not menachash, machnisin es mechitza, put him in a place. Shafilu malachai asharas and yicholim kanim sechi. Even malachai asharas cannot reach in there; they can't get in there. Shenemar kol yinachash b'Yaakov like kesem Yisrael. So he darshans from the pasuk kesem Yaakov that the people are not menachash. The malachai asharas ask him ma Paul kale, since he's in the mechitza malachim, so he's not allowed to go in there. Zakti Gemara, Amar Ravo, Amar Belazar, Mipnei Ma Nenash Avram Avinu. Why was Avram Avinu punished when Ishtam Devan Limitzayim Masayim as Hashanim? His kids went to Mitzrayim 210 years. Zakti Gemara, Mipnei Sha'asan Gari of Talmid Chachamim, because he made Talmid Chachamim go to fight wars. Shenemar, Vayarkas Chanicha. You see, he told his Talmidim that he's Mechanachim to Torah, Vayarkas Chanicha, and lead the base. He told him, get ready to fight, get ready to go to war. Shmuel Amar, Shmuel says, Mipnei She'ifriz. Because he asked on the midas of Hashem. Shenemar b'mayidaki Roshana. Rabbi Yochanan says shehifresh b'nei Adam l'ikanes tachas kanvei Shechina, because he held people back from going tachas kanvei Shechina to convert. Shenemar, you see, it says in Bereshis Perek Yudal Pasuk Chabal that the king of Sodom told Avram Avinu after he killed 40 malachim, ten li nefesh v'aruchush kach loch. He told him, give me the nefesh and the chush and the assets you could keep. So he should have told, Avram Avinu should have told him, no, give me the nefashis, I want to be megayer them. So you see from there that he was not megayer nefashis. It's interesting because Rashi points out in Chumash, and I forget where it is, but Rashi points out that Avram is megayer as ha'anashim, and Rivka megayer, and Sarah is megayer as ha'anashim. You see that the word Megar, and it didn't apparently do a lot of chesed, but apparently there's a taina that he could have done more. Okay, Zakti Gemara Vayter. It says in the pasuk, that pasuk we just mentioned, in Perek Yudal, pasuk Yudal and Bereshis, Vayarkas Chanicha V'Yilidei Beisai. So Rav says, what does it mean by Yarek? The lashon Yarek Sheirikam B'Torah. That he was mizaras them he pushed them in Torah, to do more in Torah. Like somebody that empties out from a kli to kli. That's a lashon of Yirik. He emptied out whatever he got. He gave to them. He tried to give them over to them, pushing them. Shmuel Amar, that's what Rav says. Shmuel Amar shahayrikan. He hayrikan bezahav. He gave them a lot of gold that they should go fight war, like the pasuk says in Tehillim ve'evreisel birak charutz. Okay. It says in the pasuk shmoina asar shloish meyos, that he had 1800, 18,300. By year done. Or no, Shemaina Asr Shemaina 318. That's how many set out to go to war. Amar Rabbi Barabba, Rabbi Barabba says that the word Taka 118, 318 went with Avram to fight a war. However, Eliezer was connected Kulim, Shakul connected all of them. Ikad Amri, Eliezer who? Some say this that it says in the pasuk. Um, where's the pasuk? Perik. Pasuk is Gracious Yudal Yudalin. So the pasuk actually says Yarek Chanicha Yelide Beis Shmoina Asa Shlish Meis Vayir Defadon. So Pasha says that there's 318 people, and then it says Eliezer Shakal connected all of them. Ikeda Army, some say no, the 318 was Eliezer. It means Eliezer the Chushbani Hachi, that the cheshbon of the gematria of Eliezer is 318. So it was really just Eliezer. Amar Rabbi Barabba ben Shali Shanim Hikir Avram Espoir. When Avram was 3 years old, he recognized his creator. Shenemar Ekav Sheshama Avram Akoili. Says in the pasuk and told us, V'chush b'nei, the gematria of Akev is Meya V'shivin a train, 172. Meaning to say that L'chayra Avram did not live 172. L'chayra lived 175 years. So Kumtois, why does it say? Why does it say? L'chayra Akev's gematria 172. L'chayra didn't. It wasn't 172 years. Avram had 175 years. Teretz is. More is saying that you see from the pasuk that obviously when he was 3 years old he was Hikar Aspiroi, so that's why it's counting 172 years, because 172 years Avram was Hikar Aspiroi. But Amar Rabba, Zakta Amar Rabba. Hasatan v'chush b'nei. The gematria of Satan is Tlos Meya v'Shitin V'Arba. 364. And it's coming to me in Ramas that what? That I 364 days. This is 365 days in a year. Why does it say 364 days that you have a Satan? Tarot says it's Yom Kippurim, that there's no rishus for the Satan to do his job. It's going on Yom Kippur. It's minus Yom Kippur. So 365 days minus Yom Kippur. That's what the remez is in that gematria. But Amar Rabba Rama says, Ksiv, it says in the Torah, before Avram Avinu got his Milah, that his name was Avram, and after he got his Milah, Ksiv, Avraham, after he got his Milah, it says he called him Avraham, they added the hey. What's the reason? Torah says, Batchilohim lichu HaKadosh Baruch Hu. First, Hashem ruled over him. Al Masayim Arba Shleisha Yevarim. First, Hashem had shlit over him on his 243 Avarim. Like the which is the gematria of Avram, which is 243. After he got Milah, so Hashem was mamlech on all his Avarim, on his 248 Avarim, not 243. Like the gematria of Avram. And ve'elu hein, what are those 5 Avarim that he was malach l'basayif? Shetei einayim was 2 eyes, 2 ears, v'reish hagaviyah, and the Avarim Milah. So once he got the bris milah, he was added on that those 5 avarim, and that's where the Avraham comes from. That's where they added the hey, which is a plus 5. So the Ran explains that in the beginning Hashem was mamlech only on the avarim which he could steer away from Avera, but his eyes, his ears were not as rishus, because Bal Karcha, he's going to see with his eyes and hear with his ears. But at the end, Hashem was mamlechim also on those that he should not see or hear, only dvar mitzvah. And that only happened when he was mal, the milah, that Hashem gave him that power. Hashem was mamlech on him, the fact that he's mal himself, that he put himself through his milah, he got that koyach that Hashem was mamlechim over those 5 avarim also, that he would be able to watch
himself from Avera with those 5 Avarim. Okay. Amar Rav Abba, Rav Abba says, this is what it says. Ir katana v'anoshim v'goimer. Pasuk in Koheles, Perak Tes, Pasuk Yidal, Pasuk Tes Vav. Says, Ir katana, the small suri, v'anoshim ba ma'at, few people, Boile Melechadon, a big king comes. The Savav Isa and circles around him. Vano Lam and builds big traps. Umatzaba Ish Miskain Chacham and finds a very smart person. And Mila to his ear and he saves the city with his wisdom. But Adam Lo Zachar as Ish HaMiskain Hahu. Nobody remembers the person that was endangered. So Ir Katana is a guf. What's the Ir Katana? Is the guf of a person that when he's born, he's weak. Va'anashim b'ma'at, that's the Ivarim, which are weak. And they don't have a lot of strength. And a big melech comes and surrounds it. Ze Yetzahara, that is a melech. Everybody listens to the Yetzahara, and it's called a melech. And it's called a gadol because he comes, he's already directing a person the minute a person is born. When he wants to go out of as soon as somebody's ready to come out, a baby's ready to come out of the mother's stomach, is already directing a person. Obana of all that, like we see by Yaakov and Esav in this past week's parsha. Parsha's told us. Obana Allah Matzoidim Gedolim, and he builds big traps. Elo Avonis, those are the sins of the Yetzirah makes a person do. And that's how he traps a person. Ubatza ba umatza ba ish miskin v'chacham ze Yetzirah, and he finds a person that's a miskin and a chacham that's going on the Yetzirah that comes to a person when he's bar mitzvah, and it's called a miskin. Why? Because his chachma is bazui, and his avarim don't listen yet. V'nikra chacham, and it's called a chacham also. That's why it's called a miskin. It's also called a chacham. Why? Because he teaches people the right way. Chachman musar. Umilatu se'ir b'chachmasai is u'tshuva masim tovim. That's the milatu se'ir b'chamasai. That's going on tshuva masim tovim. That somebody that listens to the Yitzhak gets rid of the Yitzhara and the punishment of the Yitzhara. But Adam lo zachas isha miskanahu b'shas Yitzhara less the mitkalel Yitzhak. And you don't remember the isha miskanahu, meaning to say at the time when the Yitzhara is around and he talks the person into Duaveris, there's nobody that remembers the Yitzhak. So the Eitz Yosef says that the Gemara has come to answer with this, that how come Yitzhak is called a misgain? So he says, since B'shas Yitzhar is around, nobody remembers Yitzhar, so he's called a miskin. Zok the Gemara weiter. The Gemara dashes another pasuk, Helas Parak Zayin pasuk Yites. Hachachma toiz lachacham asar shalitim. Hachachma toiz, the chachma wisdom will give chizuk, strength to chacham. So tshuva ma'asim is going on tshuva ma'asim Nedarim that help the guf more than asar shalitim, than 10 rulers. What are those? Shtei enayim, shtei aznayim, 2 ears, or shtei yadayim, 2 hands, shtei reglayim, 2 feet, v'shagvir the ivar upeh, which are shredded on a person. And roived actions of a person come out of those 10 avarim. So tshuva masim toivim help the guf more than all those. Sagt the Gemara weiter. Amar Rabbi Zechariah, Mishum B'Shmol. Zechariah says the name of Shmol. Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu lahotzi kahuna mishem. Hashem wanted to take kahuna from Shem ben Noach. That is he didn't want his kids to be kohenim. Shenemar al Shem al Kasel Melech Shalom hotzi lechem yaim hu chayin lekel alyan. Kevan shehikdim berachas Avram leberachas Amakim. Since Shem was makdim the bracha of Avram to the bracha of Hashem, hotzia me Avram, he took it away from Avram that his kids should be kohenim. Okay. So what happened here was that Shem's kids were supposed to have the kahuna because Shem benched Avram before he benched Hashem. So Hashem took it and gave it to Avram the kahuna. Zakti Maro, how do you see? Amalei Avram, Sa Avram, Sa Verachil, Yom Baruch Avram, Lekilin, Kodesh Ma'amar, Zavarach Kel Al Yain. Hashem Migin Tzarech Midecha. Amar Avram, Avram told Shem, Makdim Berachas or do you first bench the bracha of a slave, someone's a slave to Hashem, and afterwards you bench his master? Beyond the son of Avram was given to Avram the Guna Shenemar. The Melech says that Hashem told Avram, Tehillim Parak Kufiyud Pasuk Alf, and Om Hashem Ladoni, Shev Limini, Ad Oshis Oivecha, Hadorim Raglecha, Uvasrei, and after that in the Hemshech of the parak it says, Ksiv Nishma Hashem Lo Yinochim, Hashem did not retract it, the kahuna from Avram. Ata Kohen La Kalelia, Kohen La Olam, Hashem told Avram, you will forever be a Kohen. Al Devrasi Malki Tzedek, on the Al Dibure Shal Malki Tzedek Mordashins. And this, that Malki Tzedek was maktim to bench Avram before he benched Hashem. I know Ksiv, this that it says, Bereshis Paragidal Pasi Ches, V'hu Kohen Lechoyen Le'el Yoin. The Gemara's Medayik, that it doesn't say, it says v'hu kohen lekel elyon, and it doesn't say Malka Tzedek Melech Shalom kohen. So he darshin that who kohen, he was a kohen, but his kids were not kohenim. Rather, at the end, the kahuna was given to Avram and his children and his descendants. Hadron aloch abar